Okay. His name is Lloyd Nichols. That's him on the right, and he runs a farm, 527 acres in Marengo. Those are his two sons. It's a family farm, and let's see what happens if I do this. So here's pictures of the farm, and it's quite a bit like Jeremy's farm, Simple Gifts. It's the same kind of thing, except it's because it's Illinois and they have unlimited land. It's much larger, and because Lloyd is crazy, it's much more ambitious. So he has more than 1,000 crop varieties, 25 varieties of strawberry, 23 varieties of potatoes, 300. He loves apples, 300 plus varieties of apples, 12 types of broccoli, you can see. And so he's been doing this for a long time, and it's an incredible information management problem. So this is the sort of chart that he used to keep of where everything was, and it's sort of like this sort of primitive spreadsheet. So what I'm trying to get across to you is that this is not a simple object. This is a very complex thing that he is trying to do, much like any of our. And it's not also a non-technological object. He has 8 solar-powered greenhouses, which both are heated by passive solar and PVs, 4 indoor sprouting centers. And when I visited one time, he was trying to test out new drones. This picture, I'm a journalist, I should tell you this picture is a fake. I tried to take pictures of the drones, but all I got was blurs. So this is actually the advertising. But that's what it looked like. I don't really know exactly what they were doing, but there's this very awesome sort of software that was on this laptop with lots of dials. It's very cool. So here's Lloyd over on the left, and now I also visited his neighbor, Henry Heinberg, who has what you would call a conventional farm. That's what his farm looks like. And you can see it's quite different. Oh, here's the other view of his farm. Okay, so that's what agriculture basically looks like. Nothing wrong with that, but Lloyd is on a different planet, as is Jeremy. And so... And Dave. I'm sorry, I was just looking at Jeremy. Sorry, Dave. I can't put both in the wrong thing. Okay, now here's this is the only thing you need to know about all this. So here's Henry's farm. It's 1,300 acres. He grows 2 crops by both GMOs, and he gets 7 to 8 million kilograms for you. And it's just a boatload of chemicals go on this farm, and there's nobody there. There's Henry and his son, who works part-time. The rest of the time he works in a bank, and he has about $2 million worth of very big farm machines. And you notice there's an incredible number of different types of state, local, regional, and federal subsidies and programs that help him keep this going. So he has, I don't know, can you read all these things? He has, just an incredible number of them. Okay. So this is the part I want you to, I asked him what subsidies and programs he was eligible for, and I just filled up my entire notebook. And so you have these ... It's not to be pregnant pause. It just means that there's even more, and I didn't want to make the type on the slide too little. Now, so here's Lloyd over here, and he has 1,000 crops. There's no GMOs because most of his crops don't exist as far as sort of the big company's concerned. And he gets about 5 to 6 million kilograms. He actually produces more in terms of weight, but it's very complicated actually making these kinds of comparisons. He has very, very low chemical input. He doesn't officially call himself organic because he wants the right to use chemicals if he needs it. He just doesn't. And here's the key. He has 11 full-time employees, 2 of whom have master's degrees and 30 or so part-time employees. So he has an entire community on this farm, and there are no subsidies for it. He has never received a dime. He's just simply ineligible for them because they're not designed for him. This is what I mean when I say when Jeremy and also Dave live on a different planet. So the lesson that you want to gain from this is that the kind of thing, when you think about a farm like Simple Gifts, it's not that it's not technological when it's close to the land. It's not even that it's a small scale versus a big scale necessarily. The difference is that a farm like you guys have is all about people. Lots and lots of people. And that there's absolutely no real social support for this kind of farm compared to what quote-unquote conventional farms get. And that's really why we're here. The farmhouse makes it possible for the additional labor that one way to do it is clearly Jeremy and Dave, if they want to do could start planting corn and soy and just replace all the machines, but that's not what they want to do. There'd be a ton of support for them if they were to do that. And this course means that they have to be supremely stubborn and crazy. Like Lloyd, like a whole bunch of other people out there. And so by contributing to this farm, you're helping with this African labor, and also you're helping for the fact that our society, legal institutions, provide all this kind of effort, this backup for one kind of farm and not for this kind of farm. And if you think that this kind of farm is worthwhile, as I do, then what we're trying to do is make up a little bit for this inexplicable lapse in our society's part. Thank you very much.